How to bring joy into meditation, and what stage? Is it before body awareness or after watching breath? Thanks, Ajahn. Well, I do that from the really beginning. Sometimes, when do you bring joy when you start eating? When you look at the food, yeah, look at that food there. Yeah, it's my favorite food. Yeah, people are so kind to me. Oh, yeah. You bring joy up. And that's actually good for your digestion. If you know, think of your favorite food now. I'm torturing you, aren't I? Shouldn't talk about food in the evening talks. But if you think about it, then saliva comes out of your mouth. If you don't enjoy the food, your digestion doesn't go very well. Saliva, bile, all this other stuff which has to come out of your system to digest the food doesn't come out. So that's one of the reasons why, even when you are meditating, I usually start this, I look forward to meditating, but when I go through the body, I relax the body with kindness and mindfulness. And then after a while, the body feels good. I've developed the perception of joy on my body when I relax. It feels really nice. Especially now, because I'm getting old. Sorry, I made a mistake there. I am old. I'm not getting old. But sometimes when you're older, you just get more aches and pains in the body. It's stiffer. It doesn't sort of bend or jump up as quickly as it did in the old days. But it does mean that you can feel the body, and it's usually got an ache or pain somewhere. It's hot, it's cold, or whatever. But when you relax the body, every time I do that bodily relaxation, the body feels delightful. There's a pleasure there, almost every time. And so I notice that pleasure of relaxation. And once you notice the pleasure of relaxation of the body, you realize that's nothing much to do with the body. It's very much how your mind observes the body. That's one of the reasons I told that story this morning about the most beautiful feces in the world. Feces aren't beautiful. Bamboo in a place where it shouldn't be planted is not beautiful. It's just the mind was just so powerful. You can see beauty in anything. And that's what happens. So you develop, this happens naturally, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or you don't want it, you start to see more beauty, more delight, and things you never thought could ever be beautiful. And with things like the breath, wow, it soon becomes very, very joyful, very, very wonderful. So it's not exactly what you do. If you do have difficulty developing the joy in the meditation, then just one thing which my teacher told me when I was a layman, he said, when you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? I was a student. I said, just get out and go to the toilet. Great! In the washroom, is there a mirror? I said, yeah, of course there is. And he said, well, when you get up, look at your face in the mirror and smile. And that's where I said, sir, I'm a student. I stay up late at night, get up into all sorts of naughty things. And when I get up in the morning, it's impossible to smile. Student, if you've got a son or someone young you look at him in the morning, ugh. You haven't got any energy at that time in the morning, especially if you have to go to school. I haven't told that joke yet, have I? About the mum. Some of you know this joke, but he said, how do you make people laugh or have some joy and happiness? A bit of fun and games in the evening is really useful. There was, sometimes children just don't like getting up in the morning to go to school. So anyway, a mother had a son who never liked getting up in the morning to go to school. And so she went to his bedroom, knocked on his door and said, son, get up, you've got to go to school. But Mummy, I don't like school. But son, you have to go to school. Mummy, give me one good reason why I want to go to school. The other kids don't like me, the teachers don't like me, no one likes me at school. Give me one good reason why I should get up and go to school. Son, because you're the principal, the headmaster. Oh, you haven't heard that one, that's good. Now, because you've got laughter in there, if you just close your eyes right now and meditated, you'd have that perception of joy at the very beginning and the permission to allow joy to come up in meditation. It makes meditation much easier. So that's one of the reasons why, I tell some funny stories. It makes you pay more attention to the talk. As one Tibetan monk used to say, every time he told a joke, when people had their mouths open, that's when he could put in the pill of Dhamma. Otherwise, they'd be thinking about something else. So that joy in the meditation, as early as you like, it's going to come up anyway, whether you like it or not. When you choose to or not, the meditation becomes blissful and beautiful. So be prepared for that. When it comes, welcome it. The other thing to do is, so go and smile at yourself in the mirror in the morning. If you're having a difficult time, that's one of the best methods of overcoming depression. Look at your face in the morning. So I did that, as my teacher said, look at my face in the mirror. And if I failed, I told him, look, I can't do that in the morning. He said, get your 2 fingers, come on, 2 fingers, side of the mouth, push up. Okay. You've got to take your mask off first of all to do that, because I can't see it otherwise. She goes, it's okay. But these days, people say, Ajahn Brahm, look, you're putting on weight, you should do more exercise. And I complained to them, I said, look, I do exercise. I do 10 push-ups every morning. Do you do any push-ups in the morning? I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I exercise my smiley muscles, so they're much easier. And the last thing about how to create more joy is to know the benefits of it. It's really worthwhile. And I learned this when I was, I told you that I was a bit of a naughty student. They had all these clubs and societies you could join. And one of those societies, I don't know how I got myself into this, was the boat club. These boats on the river, and you just pull these oars and go in these races and race Oxford and stuff like that. It's the only reason I got it, it's only just at the college level, that they were offering this, I'll admit it, free, I think it was claret. And it was really nice stuff. And in those days, a stupid student, I gave up alcohol when I was a student. I saw the stupidity in it. But at the time, I just, whatever I could have, if it was free, I'd have it. And I must have taken too many glasses of that wine because I found I'd signed up for the boat club. That's how they got their members. And anyway, so I gave it a try. But one of the nice things about that, which I would always be thankful for, I was in one of these races, and it was a close race, so you had to keep on rowing and rowing as hard as you could. And then the coach was on the tow bank, the bank alongside the river Cam, and he shouted out at us. He shouted out at me. He said, my lane name was Peter. Peter, you're making an ugly face. Smile. And of course you're making an ugly face. You're pushing that blooming oar as hard as you could. And it was really hard work. He said, you're making an ugly face. Smile. But one of the things I had at that time, I was always inquisitive, willing to give anything a try just to see what happened. So I smiled. And then you had this amazing sort of insight about what happened. Because then you had more energy to pull that oar. It was weird. That when you were grimacing, trying to pull it, you didn't have much strength. As soon as you smiled, the strength came back again. And you enjoyed it. And that actually taught me a big lesson. If you are having some sort of operation, it's only local anesthetic, please smile when they're doing that to you. This is going to hurt a bit. It's not that you're being a masochist. You ladies, if ever you're pregnant, have a baby, then please smile when it's coming out. Because it actually changes the psychology of it. Whatever you have to do, everything becomes much easier, much higher quality. And that's one of the things which surprised me. That's one of the reasons why I value smiling. You have to give a talk to many people. Oh, and some of those talks which I give a huge number of people, and you go into the hall, I've given so many talks, I haven't got a clue what I'm going to talk about. What happens if people throw things at me? When I started thinking like that, I suddenly realized why in Buddhist talks you're not allowed to wear shoes. You get it in case the monk gives a bad talk. All you can throw at me is the teddy bears, and I won't mind that. So anyway, when you value that smile, then it's easier to allow that joy to come up. It's what you value. It makes it much easier. But it's going to come anyway, whether you like it or not, as I say.